City.
Actually, that's spot on.
It is spot on.
All the competition that try to compete.
Everything is spot on.
It seems like the New York Jets keep losing on purpose. It wasn't Derek Carr who threw a Hail Mary. It was the Jets who rushed everybody on the last play of the game. And so it poses a question. They just fired their defensive coordinator, but Adam Gase is still the head coach of the New York Jets. I don't know how. What do y'all think about this situation? Should he have been gone a long time ago? When do you think it will happen? What's your opinion on this? I'm going to start with Darren.
I'm gonna start from the end of your. I'm gonna start from the end of your line of questioning and work back. I think that he's fired after the season. I think that he isn't gone. Should he have been gone? Yes. I don't even think that's questioned. I think that the fact that Dan Quinn, Bill O'Brien were gone at the very beginning of the season, pretty much, that should have been Adam Gase's fate because that's how he been playing. But I think that after you had stuck with him for so long, I think they realized that they were not a good team. They are currently 0-12. The next people on their schedule is the Seahawks, the Rams, the Browns, the Patriots. I don't think they win any of those games. I don't think that they win. And here's my thing. I don't think that the Jets are this team that lacks pride. No team in the NFL, whether you want to tank or not, I don't think there's a single team in the NFL that desires to go 0-16 in the name of tanking. I don't. I think that they wanted to win that game, especially looking at the next one. I named it Seahawks, Rams, Patriots, Browns. There's a chance that all four of those teams will be in the playoffs this year. There's a chance of that. Those guys there, you're not winning them games. Stop it. That was the one chance. That was the one last chance that you had. So the question about why is Gregg Williams fired and Adam Gase isn't, because if you look at Adam Gase's press conference after the game, he didn't okay that move. He didn't want that to happen. Should he have been fired a long time ago? Yes, unquestionably. But is this lost, that last move right there on him? No. But they know they're not going to win a game. Last thing that they want to do is come in with an interim coach and maybe get some and spark the team up and all of a sudden get two wins. And now the Jaguars have one and you looking like, dang, I done lost out on sunshine. Like, come on now. Let's be all the way honest. This is what they need to do. The same thing that people were saying Jacksonville is going to do at the beginning of the year. They need to be trash. They need to get Trevor Lawrence and say, hey, Dabo, how do you want to try your chance in the NFL with your guy, Trevor Lawrence? Because Adam Gase is going to be gone. We're going to have a vacancy the same way Jacksonville will be. But that's why I think that he isn't fired, because he didn't okay the move. It's Gregg Williams. It's what he does, unfortunately. I know.
Nah, I don't think that Adam Gase should be fired. I mean, obviously he'll be fired at the end of the season. I think the writing is already on the wall about that. But if you look at Jets management, they came out earlier in the season and said that Adam Gase would be the coach for the remainder of the year, right? And so firing him at any point after any of these games that you weren't favored to win and probably knew you weren't going to win anyway. I mean, the fact that that game even came down to the end, the Jets weren't expecting that. So I don't think Adam Gase did anything in that game that he hasn't done all year, right? Which is just not coach well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he gave them the same performance he's been giving them for the 11, 12 games prior to that. When I look at Gregg Williams, you have to be fired for that, right? And my old coach, Wade Phillips, he said this on Twitter. He actually tweets. I was scrolling through his Twitter. This is crazy. He actually tweets. He said sometimes zero coverage literally means no coverage, right? Like sometimes zero blitz means literally no coverage, right? They brought 13 seconds left. The Raiders have no timeouts. Instead of just sitting back, playing coverage, playing a zone, coming up, making a tackle, Gregg Williams says, nah, I'm a zero blitz. I'm going to go all out. I'm going to bring 8 people. That's a fireable offense. That is not, and that's not something you come back to the meeting on Tuesday and say, you know what, I probably shouldn't have did that. This is how we're going to adjust next week. That is a fireable offense. So I look at it and I look like Adam Gase has been doing what he's been doing all year, and he will be fired after the season. But, I mean, the Jets, like Darian said, they're not winning their last 4 games, and they weren't supposed to win any of the games they played this year thus far, right? So Adam Gase is giving you the performance we thought he would. But Gregg Williams deserved to be fired for that. It was an extremely stupid call. And it literally cost them a win, right? Whether they were trying to lose or not, that's a different story. But that one play call cost them the win. he needed to be fired for that.
Yeah, definitely. I think he did need to be fired. As far as Gase, I agree. He's probably out of here at the end of the season. You look at what Gregg Williams had to work with. They lost Jamal Adams. They lost Mosley this season. So he has a lot of inexperienced players on the field. And I think you have to coach up a scheme that works for those inexperienced players. They tried that blitz, I believe, earlier in the game, and they got beat on it then. So why would you try it again with 13 seconds left on the clock and you're up? I would never understand that call. And so I feel like, yeah, that was the right move to go ahead and get him out the door, but I think Gase is going soon after.
I just want to say real quick, and I feel so bad for that corner, right? And I'm glad everybody's talking about Gregg Williams and not that corner. I mean, like, what was he supposed to do? Like, yeah, he bit on the inside route when Henry Ruggs gave him the stutter, but Henry Ruggs runs a 4.27. Like, well, I mean, you in man coverage with no help down the field. Like, are you just supposed to ignore the stutter? I mean, I feel so bad for that corner. You could literally see, like, when he saw the ball in the air, he just knew. Like, you just, like, he knew he lost the game. And I just feel so bad for him. I don't even know bro name, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to say that. Like, I just have to say that. I feel bad for him because his coach put him in a lose-lose position. And to be the one that gives up the loss, to be the one that gives up the catch, that's just messed up, man. Like, that's messed up. I
got a couple questions I want to respond to both of you guys. First off, with the Adam Gase situation, you're talking about how he lost that's the guy's name. But how he lost Jamal Adams. I think it's important to point out he pushed Jamal Adams out of town. I think he pushed Jamal out. I think he pushed Le'Veon out. I think that he is an unlikable person. I think that he is a big part of the reason why the Jets are not good, because I think that they're not a good team with Jamal Adams and Le'Veon Bell, but they're better than they are right now. They're strictly pitiful at this moment. And I think that Adam Gase is the NFL version of Dan Gilbert, except he happens to play in a good city in New York. But that's the whole conversation for Dan Gilbert's ignorance to be a bad person in the city of Cleveland. We can talk about that at some other time, maybe off camera. And then I want to say this. What do you think is going through those guys' mind? 0-11. He calls a zero blitz. Obviously, it doesn't work. And you see maybe your one chance at actually winning a game disappear. What do you think is going through the mind frame of these guys? Mind you, the Jets have been so pitiful that people are putting up literal virtual parties just to leave. That's how bad they've been this year. And you finally have a chance to win a game and you just lose it and you know you ain't got no other chance. What do you think is going through those people's psyche right now?
Well, we know Gase disagreed with it. We know a few defensive players came out and said they didn't even understand the call. They weren't on board with the call, but they had to run it anyway. They asked Sam Darnold how he felt about it, and he kind of avoided it, saying, you know, that's above my pay grade. So
that's not the thing he avoided this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think everybody but Gregg Williams felt that was the right call. Was the wrong call.
I believe I was listening to Shannon Sharp and Antonio Cromartie one day, and they made a good point. They said players don't take, right? Like organizations and front offices do, but players don't tank. They're going out there, like players have individual goals. They're trying to get contracts. I mean, one, they just don't want to go out there and lose, but they're trying to get new contracts and sustain careers. Mm-hmm. The Jets players wanted to win that game, and the fact that the coach put them in that position is just horrible. And the last thing I got to say is free Sam Darnold.
Man, I don't know what he's going to do anywhere else. But I think that's all we got for today. I personally think, I don't know about y'all, but I think the whole coaching staff got to tap in the earpiece and say, lose this ball game. I don't think he has anything to do with Gregg Williams saying, I want to blitz all these players. There's no way. I think I saw a tweet by Adam Schefter and it said that not in like 50 years had that play call ever been called in that situation or something crazy. There's no way an NFL defensive coordinator could have made that call. And if so, yes, he deserved to be fired, but so does Adam Gase. Y'all tell us what y'all think in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button, like up the video. We'll see y'all next time.
We thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Be sure to check out more shows here on this YouTube page, such as SOS Discussions or My Point Exactly. And most of all,
keep watching Spot On Sports!
It's a new wave of sports that's sweeping the nation. We're not just accurate, it's spot on.